wrong or missing. So you need to have a doc type at the top of your document, HTML, head, title, the CSS. Okay, so I just scanned through and put a slash randomly on your page when one of those was missing. So we'll go over it, and then what you want to do to check to make sure everything's okay. You guys in the back? Okay, so what you want to do is just ask trouble. Okay. All right, so let's do this. We have quiz 1.html. Of course, we can't do the quiz until I catch up on grading your homeworks. So I suppose a week from today would be more reasonable. It's because it's like too annoying. I don't know. All right, so doc type, and then what is the thing we've been putting here? Let's go to valid page. So this is the thing that came out of there. We'll just use that. On a quiz, HTML is good enough. Let's just start with this. So quiz, does anybody have, let's see, where's the pile? Okay, so this is what we want to make it look like, right? All right, quiz 1. All right, and so the first thing to do is just get the HTML in here and then get the CSS to look like it's supposed to. The pile is still going around. So there's going to be a tag, quiz 1. Let's just call that a H1 just for fun. And we'll put some class on it so that we'll be able to style it. Then there's going to be an image, which I suppose I can find an image. So maybe I'll find the same exact image. I don't know. Did we already have this somewhere? Let's use this one. Okay, so image, source, some people said href, and I don't think you would make that mistake now. What else has to go in the image tag so that it validates? Alt. I think you have to put alt in there, otherwise it'll complain. All right, and then we're going to have our menu here. Quiz 1 information, ISU site. So UL, and we'll give that a class, page menu. And these are all links. Oh, another random aside. It's about time to start thinking about scheduling classes for the spring, but you don't have to sign up until the first week in November, so you still have some time. I'll send some email or something with suggestions, and then you'll ask professors questions. Okay, then we have a heading 1, a heading 2, a list with a strong and an EM, and a heading 2, and a paragraph, and fixed width font. So that will be okay. So here's a start, and let's see what it looks like. Looks pretty good, right? Okay, now we want to start making it look better. Let's fix the image first. So this will be in the header, and then we start going to our CSS. So image.header, width 100%, height, say max height, let's just say 300 pixels or something. That's too big. Let's make it 100. Isn't that beautiful? Not really. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now we want this quiz 1 to be centered. You could put that in a center tag, or we can do it with the CSS. So h1.header, text align, center. Okay, now there was some other kind of font on here. I didn't ask you to do that, but this will do it, I think. Maybe. No. Font face, is that it, or is it something else? Font family. There we go. Okay, and we wanted the headings to be dark blue. So we can say H1, H2, color, dark blue, and some people didn't remember that you just say color, you don't say text color or font color or something, but of course now you would remember. All right, there's that. Let's go ahead and do this here. So we want these to be inline. That's the page menu. Okay, so there we go. So if we're inside the page menu and we have a list item, we're inline. Why don't we also do text decoration none? Right, that needs to be on the A tag. There we go. And if we want these to be maroon, they're maroon. If we want them to be bold, we could do that over here by putting strong. Or we could do it over here by saying, was it font weight? And we could also do, why don't we put in some padding? I don't know. That's centered, isn't it? Here it looks like it's centered. So why don't we try it over here? Not sure if this will work. That looks okay. All right. These headings here, these ones were supposed to be indented over, so that would be, guess we can put this over here with the headings, H2, padding left. Should I say how much? No. Okay, there's that. That's what it looks like. Okay, then we have the backgrounds. So if we want to do the background of this, then we could do the UL, but the normal way to do it is with a div, putting a div around. And then giving the div a background color. And that was supposed to be light gray. Gray with an A or gray with an E? Okay. All right, so I need to get rid of some padding and or margin. Let me get rid of, so padding and margin, one of them will be gray and one of them will be white. So which, is padding going to be gray or white? Who votes for gray? Who votes for white? What about margin?
White.
There's a clear vote up here at the front for margin being white. So let's just see if that changes anything. Not obviously, and let's put some padding. So that looks wonderful, doesn't it? I don't know, that's looking kind of ugly. Whatever. All right, so then if we want to pin down what this one is, we can look at it. So that's some kind of intermediate space. Let's go ahead and take a look at the header. So the normal thing is to put the header completely inside of a div. Let's do it like this. Okay, and up here was supposed to be, I guess, dark gray. So div.header. There's that. Okay, so then the space up here at the top we probably don't want. The body, so we can look and see. That is the margin of the body. So if we want this to be up at the top, we would get rid of the margin of the body. So we'll say body. So there's already a body. We'll say margin top. That reduced it somewhat. All right. There was also a border up at the top. We can take care of that with borders since we have a header there. So border top, and you can just throw in black 5 pix solid. Okay, so now there's this little bit here.
Margin bottom 0 for image. Try again.
Well, there's nothing on the image. That may or may not change it. We could try it by doing this. So that doesn't change anything. It's not really showing up anywhere. So I think what's happening is image is not a block tag. It's not like a paragraph or a div. It's supposed to be probably. If we run this to checker, I think we might get an error. So I put it in here, then I control the padding of the P. Okay, so now let's go to this P tag. No, there is something around the, let's see. Still there. Or is that for the div?
Try giving a style for the image.
Something else. All right. Oh, we had this thing at the bottom. If we want that to be on the right, we could also put some more space on it. I think that's everything, except for this little issue, which we can just ignore for now, in the interest of time. There is another way to do it. Let's do div. Okay, well, we'll leave it like that for now. All right, so the plan would be, things that you need to remember is basically everything. This is our basic way to do stuff, so you should remember these things and be able to do them mostly without mistakes-ish. So the things that people were doing is like, we go over here, you're doing things, some people were putting stuff in the head, like things that should go down here in the head. You're messing up the link by putting the href equals style sheet, getting the wrong names for these attributes. These are just sort of a basic set of attributes that you may as well just remember because you're going to be using them a lot. I don't know if there's anything else to say. Let's plan on doing another quiz and take a second or a minute and see if you have any questions you want to ask about what that's going to look like, or not about your quiz, but about this stuff. Ready, go. Yep. You want to ask about your quiz?
Yeah, you didn't specify that once you click here, it has to scroll down to one ID. You didn't specify that during the exam. I mean, I just put a random just hashtag so that it.
Oh, I didn't do that up here either.
You didn't specify that it has to point out to someone. We just gave some random.
Are you
I mean, from what I
Yeah,
can remember.
there it is. There's a line. I must have said it.
But only for the quiz one, I think I've done it. But for the others, I don't think.
Right, just for this one, that's all.
But I don't know why you put this one.
You need to have an A tag there. Does it work with ID?
I mean, it's not a link, right? It's
Yeah.
just-
No, this is
It's
an
just
anchor.
a line.
This is an anchor.
No, once you click this would
You-
be an anchor.
you
Once
click-
you click
no.
here, it just scrolls
goes
down.
here. Yeah, right.
Well, it's not necessary for it to be an anchor. It can be anything. You have to give an ID so that it gets scrolled down.
So you're saying there, and then
You
what?
can use
That?
yes.
Unclear where that's going to.
It's going to. This is.
All right. That works apparently. So you know what I was saying though. I mean, okay. The old way
I
to.
didn't put the href for the other two side headings because it wasn't specified.
So the old way to do this would be like. Okay. That's probably fine then. Sure, if you care. All right, so one thing is the making this link work. This was supposed to link down to this heading here. And so the other links are just, the href is just a page. If you're going to link to somewhere on this page, then you put pound and then some name. And everyone stop. Okay, so you put the name there with the pound, and then you have to have that down in the page. And I guess you can do it either way here. If you do it with this, with an A tag, this is the way HTML originally started. You would have an A tag somewhere in the code with a name instead of an href, and then pound info would go here. Or you could do it with the ID like this. So if you did it with the ID like this and I marked it wrong, you can ask for your half point back if you want. Any other questions or comments? So we want to say next Tuesday, a week from today. So quiz 2, similar to quiz 1. Count the max of quiz 1 and quiz 2. I could just count the second one because you should still remember the stuff if you knew it before. But note, not exactly the same. In particular, if you just memorize this code, make sure that that's not going to be good enough, right? So you just need to remember all these tags and attributes and stuff. It'll be the same set, but organized in some different way. Okay, so that's the quiz. There still are homeworks that haven't been graded since last Tuesday, so not anything new to say there. They just have to be graded. I'm not allowed to give you something new until they're graded. That's the rule. So there shouldn't be any questions, and then we move on with PHP and stuff. Unless somebody has a question about the homeworks, like it's not working or something. Okay, so I was thinking our example that we will do with PHP is a list of people, students, faculty. So this is the type of thing that you'll have on a business's website or something. And this is good because Best Solution uses databases. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So that'll lead us into databases. Let's see. So the next thing is databases. All right, so that's what we'll do. Okay. So let's call this October 6th. And we'll do this. Let's say that well, so there's one other thing that needs to be done that you may be interested in seeing. Well, yeah, there's one other thing that needs to be done. Just as an example, maybe I'll start with this. So here's the college's website. This is running in Drupal, which is some CMS, and there's a spot for the math and CS department there where we can have some kind of page. And I really don't want to use their system personally because I don't like it. But we want to use the same kind of look. So if you want to steal, right, this was the WordPress homework assignment, right? If you want to steal the WordPress layout, but you want to do it in HTML and PHP, what do? So we can do that real quick. This is a page. Maybe I'll pick a less complicated looking one. Are these links actually, do they work? Nope. All right, we'll take this one. Okay, so I'm just going to save this. And I'll save this as mathcs.html and a complete web page, so it'll save all the JavaScript, CSS, or whatever. Goes on the server. So when I log into the server, I don't know if you guys have used this command line FTP, it puts you in your root directory and you can see that's where I am. I want to go into my public_HTML. I want to go there, and I'll put the mathcs.html, and I'll go into that directory mathcs files, and LCD is on the local computer, so I'm inside of there. LLS, those are all files. If I'm concerned that there's another directory inside of there, I could go and take a look. Those are all just files. So those are the files that the website needs. Okay, so I'll put star.star. And then I'll look over here. There's my HTML file. It's defaulting as not readable by everyone. And those are not readable either, so I'll fix that. Let's see if that actually works up there. Not yet, so let's go ahead and take a look. That looks like fun, right? let's take something like this. Skip to main content. Where's that? Why don't I take this A to Z? Okay, so that has information coming from CSS file. Let's see if it looks okay over here too. I don't see that CSS file showing up for this. So whatever that CSS file, it's not linked properly. CSS underscore underscore garbage, garbage, garbage. So that link is not working. Let me just check. Let's see if I just do this. Not yet. Not yet. All right. Permissions, okay. Not readable. Okay, that should work then. That probably doesn't happen for you because your files are by default. I don't know what your files are. Are yours default readable by everyone or not? Do you have to chmod your files? No? Is the answer no? You don't have to chmod your files? Either you do or you don't. No? You don't know. If you don't know, then you don't have to chmod your files. Where am I? Unable to read htaccess file. I believe it wants to have my directory be executable. Maybe. Let's try some other file in there. All right, let's see. I don't think I have an HTXS file. Could create one. Okay, to be continued on that then. I'm not sure what that htaccess file, while it's there, this is something that you'll have to deal with. Give me a simple example. I don't know. So an htaccess file is if you're running Apache, then there's some configuration file on the server that you don't have access to that says different things about how Apache runs. Okay, so you'll look for things about PHP and it'll say set your Apache settings so that something happens. But if you don't have control over the server, then you can't do that. But some things you can change in the htaccess file. Let's see if I have one in my. Here's mine. This is in my public_HTML directory. You can look at it. So these are just options that when Apache looks inside of a directory for files, it'll always check to see if there's an htaccess file. If there is, it reads it. And so what is this saying? If they try to just go to here, that redirects here. So that's the first line, first two lines. I used to be nice to people, and if they tried to go to a the 500 level version of the course, I'd redirect them to the 400. I guess I only did that once. I don't remember what these options do. Oh, and this is this file. It's telling Apache to tell the client not to cache it. That's this file. So the web browser is told, because of this option, that this should not be cached, that they should download it every time they look at it, because I'm constantly updating that once per year. So if they happen to look at it in November, they may get last year's version. All right, there's various other options there. So that's the htaccess that it's talking about. And also when you, if you're running a WordPress site or something like that, sometimes it'll say, put something in your htaccess file. That's this file. And you have to have access to put files on the server to be able to do that. All right, we'll continue this next time with this business. So next time is 10.8. To be continued at CS page from /CAS or whatever. All right. So I'll be able to work that into the other thing that I was talking about. Okay, so a list of people. There's nothing there yet. Let's say that div.header, just so it looks like a header. Orange, no, that'd be awful. We'll stick with light gray. And min height, let's just do padding margin 20. That doesn't look so good. Font size not equal. Okay, let's make it look like a header. I don't know, whatever. Okay, and then down here, some list of people. And then we'll have information about people. So let's say that our list is like this. And then what information would we have? Let's just look at some examples. Here's a list of people. So you have a name, title, some description, an email, a phone, a room number, maybe a picture. Let's see what. Let's see what they have for these guys. You know, where is your list of people? Was there a people? I suppose. All right. All right, they're just going to this site. That's kind of boring. All right, but they have there's a picture, there's a name, some information. All right, so let's just pretend that we're going to make this for the CS group. Do we want to include pictures of CS people? Who votes yes? Who votes no? There are not any no votes, so you want to look at CS people. We could put the picture on the left or on the right, I don't know. We'll take pictures from here to start with. We'll take me. That is too big. or maybe we'll make this let's make it smaller, about 50. That's not a good picture anyway. All right, so there's that, and then we want to have Jeff Kinney, assistant professor. What do we want to have? Email. Just leave it like that for now. We can fix it up. That's enough. I guess we could add other things. We'll just leave them blank. There we go. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so then there's two things. One is to style it so that it looks right. You know, like this or something. So what's going to be involved with that is making this image. We could see what it looks like over here. See what the HTML looks like. So there's a div for the picture. There's another div. There's another div. There's another div. And then there's divs for each of these. So one of these divs is going to have some kind of like floating properties and such. So we can do something like that. And then have all the information over here maybe. I don't know whether that's going to look right yet or not. Sure, isn't that wonderful? And then getting it to align vertically right is kind of, I'm not going to do that right now. So we'll just leave that as this interesting font there. Oh, that's the bullet. Okay, let's just leave that alone for now. So then what we want to do is make it so that we don't have to copy and paste this for everybody. So if we want to change the format, we just change it once. So the first thing to do is, so make this a PHP, and then I want to do something like, let's first just do PHP, and then we can put the database stuff in. Okay, so that's all. Okay, so that's a single person, that there, right? Okay, so I want to make let's just make an array. CS people equals okay, let's do it like this. Array That's the idea. So let's see, let's line this up. So we have an array, and in PHP, an array, the index to an array can be it could be an integer or it could be a string, and then what's inside of there, so I could do something like CS people bracket jkinney bracket name. So we'd go find the jkinney part, which the jkinney part is this. Then inside of there, the name part would be this. All right, so let me just put another person in here. We'll put Jeff XO. I don't want to publish somebody's email address that isn't public, so let's see what there is over here. Okay. And what is his phone number? 53. Let me first just make sure that I don't have any syntax errors. Nope. Okay, so now what I want to do is for each thing in the CS people array, I want to do this stuff. So for, what was the nice way to do this? CS people as person this. Okay, so then go through the CS people array. For each one of those, do this. Let's see. We'll just put my image for everybody. We're going to need to close that loop. Let's just do it like this for now. So for now, what should happen? How many times does this for loop run?
2.
There's 2 people in there. And then what will be output for each one? Should be the same thing. It should be me. I need to go to the PHP. Syntax error maybe now. Doesn't like my for loop. for each. Okay, for each. And that second way to do it looks good because you can get the key. We may need the key as SID. So I'm thinking of using sycamore IDs there. That's a useful thing to keep track of. Still not. Unexpected, line 47. All right. Now if I want to put in, let's put in, for example, person name. Do I have anything else? What else do I have in there? Email. All right, so then that's the basic. Now I need to play with the formatting and make it so that it displays right. But this is the basic. This is the basic idea. We're going to have this information in some kind of array. We're going to loop through. We only have to do this code once. And then if we want to change the layout, it'll be easy to change it. We just change it once. So then, let's see. There's this, displaying it. And then there's also updating it. How are we going to update the information? Well, I mean, we could update the code. We could also give them a form. Like give them a form to update their information. That's a good thing to do. So then we have to do a form. And we could store the information in a text file. Or we could store it in a database. So this is the plan. You could do this yourself. You could finish it if you wanted to. But so the plan is people list. So things that we need to do is give a form to update information, keep that in a text file or database, make the formatting look nice. And there's one other thing. So one other thing is, how often is this information going to change? Like once a year, once a semester, something like that. If we want to be nice to the server, we could make this an HTML page. So I could go PHP October6.php, October6.html. Okay, so I could have the PHP generate the page, but then the link that I give to the outside world could be HTML because that's less processing for the server. So we can use PHP to make our coding life simple, but then still give this link. All right, that's the plan. If you're still working on homeworks, have fun with that. I'll probably grade them sometime. And we'll do this quiz again. So you probably want to look through, if you don't remember some of this stuff, the easiest thing to do is just do it from scratch yourself without looking anything up. That'll verify that you know the stuff. Something similar, but not exactly the same. All right.